Hi, I'm Colleen Pearl, the Cool Crone, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is the January Tarotscope for the sign of Virgo. Alright, Virgo, I've laid out the cards for you, and this I feel is going to be an extraordinary reading because of the way the cards fell. Also because I am using an extraordinary deck. This is the Tarot of the Vampyres by Ian Daniels, and this is the card back. You have to buy a separate guidebook for this. Maybe it comes in a set now. When I first got it, you had to buy the book separately. This is the book that goes with it. It's one of the best books on tarot reading I have ever held in my hands. It's just so detailed and contains so many connections that you can make with these cards. It's just amazing. They're a little bit racy, I will say. All of the people's bodies in the cards are a little bit revealing and dressed very provocatively. So I hope that doesn't bother YouTube, but this reading is just amazing. So let's get into it. First of all, we start with the Two of Grails, which is a card that, like the Two of Cups, indicates true, deep union and cooperation and trust and love. It heightens the intuition. It allows you to open your heart and become pretty much one with your partner, but it shows that you are in a deep committed relationship of some kind. Now, if this is not a romantic relationship, this could be just an intense partnership where the two of you can finish each other's sentences, where the two of you just trust one another and think in one mind. So that's where we start this reading. Intense. You'll see the whole thing is intense. The next card is the Ace of Grails. And again, this indicates a beautiful relationship, a relationship beginning that is just destined to be extremely emotional and sensitive. It heightens your intuition, it heightens your psychic awareness, it heightens your love, it heightens your feelings of sexuality and sensuality. It gives you a gateway into how you can use your psychic abilities in this relationship, in this partnership, to create something between the two of you that is much more than the sum of the two parts. And this is, oh, I forgot to say, this is the first week in January, the second, the third, the fourth week in January, and then there's two oracle cards that we're going to talk about. So we're still in the first week of January. And then we have the Lord of Scepters. Now, the Lord of Scepters is a wand, not a grail, not a cup. And this represents the ultimate in fire. The lords in this deck are the kings. And this just means that you are in forceful pursuit of your desires and goals. You're being assertive, you're being bold, you're being self-assured. And so Virgo, you are acting in a way that is extremely un-Virgo-like in this month of January because of your partnership, I'm feeling. And this is going to open you up to some extraordinary changes over the next few weeks. So let's start with the second week, and we have the Queen of Scepters, which would be equivalent to the Queen of Wands. This is a woman who is extremely fiery, self-confident, enthusiastic in her passions. She has magnetic attraction, and this applies to whether it's just a person who's just physically attracted to her, or if it's somebody that she's dealing with in business and she is self-determining that she wants that person to engage with her, so she's sending out the vibes, even the pheromones, to get this person to work with her. The Queen of Scepters is the beginning of a journey, I feel, Virgo, where you are going to be changing almost at the DNA level. You are going to be transforming yourself into the person that you're going to be, certainly for the rest of 2022 and maybe for the next decade. There are forces at work for you, Virgo, right now that are just astounding. First of all, Neptune is in Pisces, so it's opposite your sun or your rising or your moon, whichever one you're watching this video for. And Neptune is an extremely emotional planet. It is the planet that rules things like psychic abilities, dreams, the subconscious, true love, higher love, spiritual matters, metaphysical matters. We also have Pluto in Capricorn sextiling that Neptune, giving it power, so much power to go deep, deep into the subconscious and plumb the depths of our psyche in order to come up with new revelations about our own spiritual relationship with the universe and the divine. Then we have the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is like a Taurus moon, and the moon is exalted in Taurus. The Hierophant in this deck especially is the teacher. He's the spiritual guide. He's the advisor. He helps you to seek the inner truth. He helps you to be aware of your inner knowledge, to share that inner knowledge, and also to give you inner knowledge. Now see, the acolyte is bowing at his feet. She's not a slave. She's coming for learning. She's coming for knowledge. And what is that animal? And on the, well, it's on the right side of the card is a wolf. I'm sorry, my hand just keeps shaking, but it is a wolf. I know it's a little fuzzy to see. And this begins your journey backwards through the major arcana, which I feel is going to be a profound journey for you during the month of January. Now, in this second week of January, on January 14th, is when we're going to experience a Mercury retrograde in Aquarius. An outstanding time for you to just sort of gestate in this soup of Neptunian and Pluto energy in order to transform yourself into the magi that you're going to become. The next card is the Emperor. And in this deck, the Emperor represents the earthly father. He represents father's vigorous energy, fatherhood, leadership, strength, ambition, and confidence, passion and originality, and he is the balance of energies to the Empress. So this card is telling you to take a firm stand, be less emotional in whatever situation you find yourself in. And one of the things that I feel this is applying to might be you feeling that you need to justify your foray into this very, very deep metaphysical and spiritual journey. You may be even taking time off to go into this journey because it's that deep and profound for you. Virgo, this month is changing your life for sure. The next card that we have is the Empress, right after the Emperor. So you see, these are just going backwards through the major arcana. Now the Empress is the ultimate feminine energy next to the High Priestess. Now the Empress in this deck is Venus. All these feminine aspects. She is the earthly mother. She's warm, she's soft, she's sensually unfolding all of her nature, which is nature. She is the boundless power of the nature of life. She's healing, she's powerful in that healing, but she's so feminine. Whereas the Emperor is so masculine. And you got these cards one right after the other. So you can see that you are joining or marrying or understanding your yin and yang energy within yourself, and possibly also within your partnership. Your partnership, remember, is operating throughout this whole ordeal, this whole journey. So you are all of these things in this reading, and it is a reflection of the actions that you take with your partner. Very interesting, Virgo. And then we come to the actual High Priestess. So the High Priestess in this deck is receptive feminine energy, just like it is in all decks. And it's encouraging you to use your intuition, to seek your guidance from within, but also stay aware of the larger realities. So in this process of learning, of going within, of meditating, of seeking the wisdom from your guides, your angels, the powers outside you, you seek those energies which have answers for your questions, but you also take a look at the larger picture of your life and see where there are things that you can change, improve, heal, cure, fill in with knowledge from yourself and from the divine. That's what the High Priestess is telling you. She's giving you the power to change any of those things that you want to, with knowledge, with the knowledge that comes from within. And then we have the Magician. And the Magician is creative power and skills. He is the spiritual father. He connects the conscious to the subconscious. And so because of that, he is the shaper of reality. Tap your creativity. You now, during the month of January, have the absolute power to change your situation, your life, your future. The Magician is not afraid to use all the resources at hand: earth, water, fire, and air. And then when you add spirit to that, you have a complete conglomeration of all the elements, all the powers of the universe. And that's what the universe is telling you that you can deal with in the month of January, Virgo. Very powerful. I'm going to go back. These cards also connect to the Tree of Life in the Kabbalah. And I'm going to go back through all of them and tell you what the connections are on the Tree of Life, because that's part of what this deck is all about. It's just amazing. Okay, then would come the Fool. So you see how this goes. So we had the Hierophant, and then we're just backing up through all of the major arcana, which comes just after the Emperor, which comes just after the Empress, which comes just after the Priestess, the High Priestess in most decks, which comes just after the Magician, which comes just after the Fool. And then we come to the Fool. Now the Fool is the original creative seed. The Fool is the deepest creative power of the universe, and also the beginning of a new cycle. This is the dreamer who is dreaming up all the dreams. So you are this card. You are the Fool. You are the dreamer. You are the person starting a new cycle. Now remember that Mercury is retrograde during this time, which is the perfect time to be going over all of these energies for yourself and for meditating and connecting with your guides and angels and acknowledging and understanding the power within yourself and beginning to use it. You're going to want to journal in this month. You're going to want to write down all of the extraordinary powers that you're going to find yourself tapping into during the month of January, and ending up with the Fool. Then we have two more minor arcana cards, the Lord of Skulls, which is the King of Pentacles. The Lord of Skulls is fiery earth energy. This is active, dynamic materialization. This is harvesting your work. This is protecting your work and your security. This is your structure. This is endurance. This is your authority. This is all sorts of Saturn energy. You're a master of control and utilization. You have natural energy and resources just like the Magician, and you're able to use them in a very, very earthly way and use that to your benefit, which is good because the final outcome is the Four of Skulls, meaning that you want to protect your resources. You want to hold your resources within a structure so that they're safe. You want to make you and your family and loved ones safe. You want to look at your monetary resources and your power and make them safe. You want to secure all of them. Now you may have to do some powerful things to protect yourself and your family, but that is what you're going to do. And I think what you're going to have to do to protect all of this stuff that you're working on is you're going to have to remember it. You're going to have to keep a journal. You're going to have to set up a daily devotion, a daily practice, and stick to it, or try to stick to it. And the more you practice whatever it is that the guides are going to teach you, the stronger those skills will become, the easier it will be for you to implement these things in your daily life, and the stronger your abilities will be to change your reality, to bring your reality into being exactly the way you want to see it. And if you prefer this image, she's capable of the same. So this is the tarot of the vampire. And now let me just go through and tell you what the connections are to Tree of Life. The Tree of Life, if you've seen the diagrams of it, at the end of each branch and the top and the bottom, there are spheres that they refer to as Sephiroth. And so the names of these Sephiroth, I'm not going to get into the whole explanation of the Tree of Life now, but if you do know about the Tree of Life, then you will understand what these cards are doing. The Hierophant, it connects Chokmah with Chesed on the Tree of Life. The Emperor connects Netzach with Yesod on the Tree of Life. So the Empress is connecting Chokmah with Binah on the Tree of Life. The Priestess connects Kether with Tifereth. The Magician connects Kether with Binah. The Fool connects Kether with Chokmah. And then the Four of Skulls actually is Chesed in the earth plane. The Two of Grails is Chokmah or wisdom in the watery plains. The Queen of Scepters is watery fire. So if you study anything about the Kabbalah, the names of those individual sephira will mean something to you and will help give you a deeper meaning about this reading. Now let's go on to the oracle cards. So we have Theia. Very interesting. So this card is saying use your intuition. Use everything that you've learned. Allow your third eye messages to come forward and share them with people. Don't keep them all to yourself. This is for you to share. This is powerful, powerful information for you to bring to other people that is needed by other people right now. So Virgo, you're opening up, I think, big clairvoyant psychic portals right now, and you're learning about your gifts. You've had some sort of a shift, and maybe it's from this relationship, or maybe this relationship is actually you with your psychic gifts. And you're learning tremendous power and how to use it. And you're learning about things probably that were inside you all along, but you're learning how to use it. And the final oracle card is Pluto. And all of this is about Pluto. It's intense, it's transformational, it's karmic. And also Pluto, in its way, Pluto is about time. Saturn really is the planet that rules time. But in its way, Pluto, because it moves so slowly, when we do interact with Pluto, it's profound and intense. It intensifies everything that it touches. And in this instance, it is touching your ability to use your psychic gifts and your powers. So I'm speaking about it in very dramatic terms, and these may be gifts that you're already aware of, and you may take them for granted. And I think this reading is saying don't take them for granted. This reading is saying you are connecting with archetypes of angels, people, leaders, beings in the world with archetypal figures, and you are learning why they are archetypal figures and what their power is to affect other people. And that's what you're going to be learning about. So, really profound reading for you, Virgo. I'm so happy that we got to do this for January. It's just an outstanding reading. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Thank you for leaving me comments. If you are interested in getting a reading, and I do recommend everybody gets a professional astrological reading for 2022 because the planets are very profound this year. So all of my contact information is in the description box below. I love you all. Have a beautiful January and Happy New Year, and I will see you next time.